Hey everybody, Raven here, and today I want to talk to you about silver. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, silver has been doing some amazing things recently. We got to a historic high of almost $55. It slid down to a little over 46 and now it's rebounded back to over 51. There's a lot of mitigating factors going on in the commodities industry, and I have to tell you, silver's classification has been changed. It is no longer considered a commodity, it is now a critical mineral. And we're going to get into that. But as of this morning, look at this: gold at 41.38, silver at 51.11 is a phenomenal jump. Now, what's happening is you have countries like India and China really going after silver in the market and increasing the demand. Plus, United States has a big dependency on silver. You know, silver's used in all sorts of industries. You're talking automotive, medical, technology, defense, even, because silver is used in so many things that you touch on a daily basis. Now, what does it mean for silver to be on a critical status? It basically, critical mineral status brings the Department of Production Act into play. Now, this was passed in 1950s during the Korean War, and it gives the president broad powers to direct industrial production and in the name of national security. Now, in the recent past, it's been invoked to boost semiconductor slash computer chip manufacturing and production, battery manufacturing, and the processing of rare earth elements. But now, in the case of silver, the DPA allows the federal government to basically subsidize or fund for refining projects. This would allow certain mines to be given grants or actual money to help keep the costs down and expand our domestic production. It also prioritizes supplies for high impact sectors. Literally, the government can force suppliers to directly push these minerals to defense or energy sectors rather than exporting our silver to other countries. And then also, the government can literally create a stockpile and buy up as much for strategic reserves and defense use. And this is really important right now because, you know, the United States doesn't really have their own silver stockpiles, and they literally work on a working stock. We get a lot of our silver imported. And matter of fact, the USGS reports that 44% comes from Mexico, 18% from Canada, Poland and Switzerland are about 10%. Other nations, just about 30%. So 67 to 80% has to be imported depending on the year and the production within the United States. So that can really make a big factor in what's going on right now with precious metals. It's interesting to see these things happening. Demand in the United States is still staying relatively high in the private sectors. You see a lot of the online bullions still having really substantial premiums, which usually isn't the case when silver rises. Normally, silver goes up, and the bullion dealers, start saying, "Oh, wait, we got to kind of, calm this down a little bit. We'll take less of a profit, so to speak, from current silver that's available." And so, before you had seen $15 premiums on Eagles when silver was down at like 20 something dollars. And then, when it got up to 30 something, the premiums went down to about 4 on average. Now, all of a sudden, premiums are still staying relatively high. APMEX, SD Bullion, what have you, they have a relatively high premium to where silver spot price and melt price is right now. So, I'm not a financial advisor. I do these videos to help inform and let you guys know the things that I've learned over the years, but you need to make sure you research and have enough information to make informed decisions. It's really important that you stay with the markets, see what's going on, look at the trends, because that'll allow you to really understand, okay, should I sell at this point or should I buy at this point? Now, I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong, and I honestly thought that after seeing that slide from 54 down to 46 and it coming back to 48, we are going to have another slide. But you know what? I was wrong. It's going back up. Where will it stop? We don't know. That's the thing. When you have any channel that you're watching and they're preaching to you, the world, the sky is falling, and you just got to run out there and buy all the silver you can, be very leery of that, because nobody has a magic crystal ball that's going to tell you where silver is going to be at in a month versus where it's going to be at in 3 days. You just don't know. That's why it's important to look at things daily and understand where the silver market is going. Right now, if you are sitting on a pile of silver that you bought a long time ago, you might be really tempted to sell. But, one, you got to find a coin shop that's able to buy the silver from you. And two, you got to know that you're not hurting yourself by getting rid of it now. Silver has a potential of going up even higher. Maybe it'll hit $60 by the end of the year. Who really knows? It could actually turn back around and go down if a major mining operations open up, or they take it back off the critical minerals list. You just really have to see. It depends on factors like if Russia and China and India stop buying as much and something happens in their economies. There's just so many factors that are involved when you're investing in silver and spending your hard-earned money for your future. Traditionally, silver's been a long-term investment. And now with it being a critical mineral, it is really just important to keep informed, watch the different people out there and the things that they're telling you, and stay educated. That's one of the most important things with being involved in precious metals, is being informed. Data is power, and power helps you stay above the curve. And hopefully you guys are all doing really well with your investments, and you're happy with being a part of silver, because being in the silver and gold markets can be a lot of fun and really exciting. And if you're staying informed, like I keep repeating myself, I know I am, but I can't stress enough how important that is. If you want to correspond, it's ravenhawkcoins@gmail.com. Our P.O. Box is 721-296, Norman, Oklahoma 73070. Like always, please make sure to take care of one another, and we'll see you real soon. Ravenhawk Coins, have a great day.